So welcome back to the today's session of pavement design. So in the today's class, let me discuss on the topic of the ground penetrating radar. So what it mean actually, this is one of the pavement evaluation method in which we are going to find out the properties of the pavement. It may be the what is the stability of the pavement and the condition of the pavement, so that we are going to determine using this ground penetrating radar technique. So it is not only used in the road users, but it is in the forensic in order to provide the protections, or in order safety purpose, or in order to find out the geological features of the earth surface. So in all the conditions we are using this GPR method. So the radar is nothing but what? It is radio detection ranging. Radar means radio detection. Some waves has been transmitted by the transmitter, and when it is hitting on the any surface which is having the different dielectric constant, then it is come back to the receiver with a reflected rays. So means ground penetrating radar is one of the physical method uses the radar pulses to get an image of the earth surface or any object. So the detailed image it will give with the help of some electromagnetic waves. So it is a short range pulse system for remote sensing applications, and which is having the transmitter as well as the receiver. So means this is an instrument, so we are used to find out the condition of the pavement, which is having the transmitter as well as the receiver unit. So now what is actually the meaning of ground penetrating radar? So as we see in the first slide, so it is one of the technique which is used. The radar waves is nothing but electromagnetic waves has been transmitted to the underground surface. So and it will helps to get the mapping of the below earth surface or any depth that require depth. So whatever the features are there, so that has been we can collect by using this ground penetrating radar. So it is a well accepted geophysical technique in which the high resolution electromagnetic waves has been transmitted, and it is investigate the underground the surface. So this is what the features of this ground penetrating radar. So this is the technique we are adopting in the pavement design to evaluate the pavement surface. So what it actually gives, what do you mean by this GPR means? So it can provide us a 3D image of subsurface. So means we need what is the condition of the different layers. So is there any undulations or is there any settlement in the different layers? So in order to know that, so this is one of the best method so that we can adopt to evaluate the pavement surface. So it is actually gives us a 3D image of the subsurface, and also along with that it will give the fourth dimension colored image. Just I will show you how we are getting the images by using this GPR method. So along with that we are getting the 3D image of the structure, and the fourth dimensional the colored image we are getting of the different objects based on the dielectric constants. What do you mean by dielectric constant? So that we can discuss in the upcoming slides. So because whatever the properties of materials are there, so which is different from one place to another place, and for the air it is different, and clay it is different, asphalt it is different, the dielectric constants are different here. So based on that dielectric constant, so there is the wave transmission has been occurred here. So without drilling or without the digging of the subsurface, so we can get the cross sectional profile using this ground penetrating radar method. So you can observe here. So now what are all the components of this technique? So what it is actually having. So you can see here. So we can easily handle this ground penetrating radar, so which is having the some of the main units, transmitting and receiver units are there. So as I told you, antenna has been provided. So again there are two types of antennas are there, that is air mounted antenna and ground mounted antenna. So through this antenna, the transmitter signals has been passed to the ground surface. So whenever it is hitting the any object, it may be pipe or it may be any boulders. So then what happens? The reflected waves are reflected back to the same receiver antenna. Again we are having two, that is transmitting antenna and receiving antenna, transmitting unit and receiving unit, and entire this has been controlled by the some controlling unit, and it is having the display also. So this display will give us the cross section of the particular area where we are conducting the survey, and we need the power supply for this, and the power supply unit is there. So very simple instrument, it can handled very easily without any the difficulties here. So now the transmitter units is nothing but transmitter antenna which will produces the high power pulses, is nothing but electromagnetic waves has been generated by this transmitter antenna. So after that, so it will transmit the radioactive waves into the ground surface. So then what happens? So if there is any objects when it is hit by this the transmitter wave, then it will reflect back. So that is reflected wave, back scattered waves that has been collected or received by the receiver antenna, transmitter antenna and the receiver antenna. So then high frequency, and again it is also based on the resolution is based on the frequency, so means the frequency of the waves. So for what purpose we are conducting this GPR survey, so based on that we are deciding the frequency. So because it is whatever the depth of penetration is there, so it is mainly depends on the frequencies. So one is the transmitter and receiver antenna, and the controlling unit, as I told, it is the entire the GPR system has been controlled by this controlling unit itself, and it is called as the brain center of GPR system. So because it has an ability to control all the functions of GPR, and one of the main junctions in this GPR method. So and as I told, the display unit, so display unit shows the cross section of the profile. So what is the earth profile is there? It will give the detailed cross section, the colored images we are getting using the in the displaying unit. And power is required for the conduction of this survey. It will provide the power for all the GPR systems to work. So and some of the most commonly used softwares is Radon software, and GPR Max and GPR Slices are the softwares that has been used in the GPR system in order to collect the information. So you can observe the schematic representation here. If any object is there, so there is some transmitter waves has been transferred here, that is by the transmitter antenna. So whenever it is hitting the surface, then it is the reflected waves is received by the receiver antenna. So here encoding wheel is there, antenna is there, and total the signals has been transmitted, controlling it, and we can monitor the whatever the variation of the ground surface using in the displaying unit. So and as I told you, the frequency and depth of penetration are the two important factors that we need to consider. So means if you want to take the data at the very deep condition. So means the depth of penetration, if it is more, so then we need to use the low frequencies antenna. So you can observe in the tabular column. So for 1500 of megahertz of the antenna frequency, the depth of penetration is only 0.5 meters, and for 900 it is 1 meter, and 400 it is 4 meter, and 300 megahertz it is 6 meters. So means as the frequency decreases, so we are having the increase in the depth of penetration. So again, based on our utility, so if you are collecting the if you are evaluating the concrete or rebar mapping, so rebar is nothing but, so whatever the reinforcement rebar mapping, or if you are done for the concrete, so then we can use for the 1500 frequencies of antenna, and again 0.5 meter depth is enough. So and in the road surface, so after the construction of the road, so suppose if you want to evaluate, so what all the structures that has been presented below the road surface, it may be pipe or it may be the any underground drainage system. So in order to detect that one, so we can use this GPR method. So and pavement evaluation, storage tank which is situated below the road surface, so then approximately 400 megahertz. So and utility survey and geological and archaeology, we are using this frequencies. So means again there is a based on the depth of penetration, up to which depth we require the data, we need to decide the frequency of antenna here. Yes, are you following? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So then I am talking about the dielectric constants. So what do you mean by this dielectric constant? So whatever the material which is situated below the ground surface, so which is having the different the electric constant, dielectric constants. So for air it is different, so clay it is different, concrete it is different. So based on that, the time of reflected waves we can record. So means, so if it is hitting on the clay or the sand, that which is having the different dielectric constant, and the time which is travel from the point of hitting to the transmitter wave, so that time has been counted. So means different materials which is having the different dielectric constants here. So that is, you can observe here, for air we are having the 1 as the dielectric constant, and for water it is 81. So this is required for the reflected energy calculation. So this dielectric constants are required for reflected energy. So whenever the electromagnetic waves are hitting on the any surface, in order to find out the reflected energy, we need this dielectric constants. So here there are different dielectric constants has been shown here for air and wet sands and water. So the different dielectric constants has been given here. So actually how it works, that is data acquisition, how the data has been stored. Actually the process of working of with this GPR, so that we can discuss under this data acquisition. So GPR is a high frequency radio waves, as I told you, it is transmitted into the ground surface, high frequency radio waves through the transmitter antenna. So whenever these waves hitting the buried object or the boundary of any object which is having different dielectric constants. So means in order to differentiate the type of material, we are having the different dielectric constants. So in order to reflected energy, in order to find out, so we need to concentrate the dielectric constant. So whenever it is hits the buried object, so then the reflected waves has been recorded in the receiving antenna. So again, this depth of penetration is mainly depends on the electrical conductivity and transmitted frequency and radiated power. So if the conductivity increases, then the penetration depth is decreases. So like that, the simple technique you can observe here, this schematic representation. There is a transmitter antenna is there, receiver antenna is there, the waves has been transmitted and it is reflected back. The time of reflected back waves that has been considered, and it is data displaying unit is there, control unit and the storage unit. The entire data has been stored and display unit will show us uh, the cross sectional the properties of the ground surface. It may be pavement or it may be the geological features, that is based on the requirement. So you can observe here, we can use the vehicle in order to carry this entire GPR system. So as I told you, the two types of antennas are there, air coupled and ground coupled. So means air coupled means this does not touching the surface of the ground. Ground coupled means it is touches the surface of the ground. So and the controlling unit and GPS is there, and the drilling here the encoder wheel is there. So this is what the entire system of GPR technology. So you can observe here what do you mean by air coupled and ground coupled antennas. So you can observe in the first figure, this is air coupled, it is not touching the road surface. So this is what the ground coupled antenna. So again based on the requirement, so because the electromagnetic waves has been transmitted, so there is no need of there is no restriction to use this type of antenna only. So there are two types of antennas are available, so which is required and which is suitable, so that we can use. So this is what the images that has been obtained by the GPR technique, that is 3D GPR images. So for the different depth, it will give the what is the condition of the road surface. The continuous cross sectional image you can see in the second figure. So at the required distances and at the particular depths, we are having the cross section of the earth surface or the pavement layer. It will give the cross section of the pavement also. So this is similar thing how it will works, the same thing, whatever the waves it has been transmitted to the antenna and it is reflected back, the same it has been stored in the digital media. So that is the whatever the scattered waves from the object that has been stored in the receiver antenna and it is in the digital media. So whatever the computer measures, it has been attached, it can measure the pulse to travel from target to the indicated depth. So we can get the cross section in the LCD panel that has been attached. You can observe here at the corner the radar waves, that is, so it is transmitting, here is an object, so then it is reflected waves has been reflected and it is collected in the receiver antenna. That is what the actual the working principle of GPR that we have already discussed at the beginning itself. So an operating frequency is one of the most important in case of this GPR, because whatever the depth of penetration is there, which is directly proportional to the operating frequencies. So means we can use the frequency of the waves from 1 to 5000 megahertz. So means for different purposes. So if the frequency, if we need the deep boring, so means if we want the data at the larger depth, so then if it is more than 50 meters, so then we can use the high frequencies. So if we require the data for the shallow depth less than 50 meter, so then we can use the high frequency. So that is based on that, generally low frequencies for the deep boring and high frequencies for the shallow boring. So that is what the frequency factor that has been affecting the depth of penetration. So now resolution, so means whatever the wave forms or whatever the images we are obtained by GPR technique, So what may be the resolution of that image, because we are taking the data for the different depths, and if we are required that for data for the archaeological purpose, geological purpose, or for our highway evaluation, so based on our requirement we need to decide the frequencies such that we can get the required resolution. So what are the resolution parameters you can observe here? So the low frequencies will give the good depth of penetration but low resolution, and high frequency can give the less depth of penetration but there is a more resolution. So if we are doing for the archaeology is nothing but the ancient history. So if you want to take the history of the any places or the any areas, so then the resolution is more important. So in such condition we are using high frequencies, and if you are conducting the geological survey, so then there is a depth is more important than the resolution, so then we can go for the low frequencies. So means based on the requirement we have to fix the frequency, so thereby we are getting the required resolution of the images. So means clarity of the image for the different depths. So these are all the some of the frequencies for the different depths. So if it is 0.5, so then 1000 megahertz, so like that. These are all the frequency parameters for the different depth of penetration. So for how long we can move on this GPR means, so in case of we need to take the road data, so because the evaluation of the pavement we are doing using this GPR method, so that for 1000 megahertz we can use, so it will give approximately 24 inches of the depth. So means up to the 24 inches the whatever the condition of the pavement, so that can easily plotted using this GPR method. So you can observe in the side of figures, so whatever the geological model it is there, which is showing the features of the earth surface. So usually it is showing in the hyperbolic shape. So means whenever any object comes in contact with that wave, the hyperbolic image has been formed, and this the tip of the hyperbola indicating the exact location of that object. So you can observe here GPR images show the buried objects in a hyperbolic shape, and top of the hyperbola which represent the exact location of the object here. So you can observe some of the methods are there here, some of the images that has been captured, how actually this GPR works. Yes, are you following?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now you can observe here some of the 3D images that has been collected by this GPR method. So it is the multiple lines of data systematically collected. You can observe in the figure A, B, C. So that is the different figures are there. So three-dimensional the graphical image we can get using this GPR method. So at the different layers and the different depths, what is the actual the condition of the pavement, so that we can easily find out using this images. So this is what the block diagram, which is representing the actual working principle of this GPR method. So means as we can observe here, this is what the bedrock or whatever the road surface we are having, and above that antenna is there, transmitter antenna. Through this the waves has been transmitted, and again whenever it is hitting on the any bedrock or any object, so then transmitted back, and it is received by the receiver antenna. So the time has been recorded here, and if you are using the that is air mounted antenna and ground mounted antenna, So that will directly give the images on the display, and the entire thing has been recorded. So this is what the block diagram, which is showing the actual the process of the GPR method, how actually it is showing. So some of the advantages are there here. So means by using this we can record the things that is very high speed, that is we can complete the work within a short period. So means we can record the things easily, that is 8 kilometers per hour. So we can collect the data and able to determine the depth and length of the target. So at what depth we require the data and up to the which length we are required. So we can easily take the data using this, and color also improve the data quality. So means whatever the 3D images we are getting using this, so this is the colored image. So the good quality images we can obtain, and most important thing is we can handle easily, and it is changeable frequency. So based on the requirement we can fix the frequencies, and we can obtain the required resolution as per our requirement. So and it is the real time display unit and cross sectional profile we can get directly. So one of the most commonly used method, it is low cost, extremely accurate, fast, and no need of drilling and digging. So on the surface only, if you are moving the entire system, means we can directly get the required data. Non-destructive, the meaning indicates the non-destructive means there is no any disturbance for the existing structure. Non-destructive evaluation method, it is digital media and storage is there is no any the manual taking of the readings and noting the data, there is no any such things are there. Only the digital media, easy to operate, and it is safe also. So these are all the some of the advantages of this GPR method. And so where we can use this, so we can use in the earth science. So usually because the entire the properties of the earth we can obtain. So in the earth science, in order to study the property of bedrock and water table, so we can use this method. And in the military use, in case of mines and unexploded ordnance detections and tunneling, so we can use this and locate the gravel and buried evidences and other many applications we can use this GPR method. Along with that, our pavement evaluation. So that is one most important method. So that is in order to evaluate the pavement. So that is the stability or the structural condition of the pavement. So we can use this GPR method. So here there are some of the images are there. You can easily get the idea how we are going to collect the data. So this is what the constructed road and underground pipings and cables are there. So sometimes we need to find out the position of that pipes and cables. So using this the GPR method, so we can easily identify the position of the pipes and position of the cables which is situated below the road surface, and buried tanks, underground tanks and tunnels, and here we can observe the bridge decks. So means here the complete the cross section of the slab it has been given, that is asphalt overlay thickness, concrete overlay thickness, and rebars is nothing but the reinforcement, right? And deteriorated concrete, so where there is a fractures and where there is a deteriorated concrete is there. So that entire data we can collect using this GPR method. So management of city infrastructure, project control, monitoring and maintenance of the entire thing, this GPR method is one of the best method. Ecological and geological features of the bedrock and the soil we can use this. And the security purpose, so whenever there is a natural calamities, so in order to find out the things and in order for the purpose of security and forensics we are using this GPR techniques. So as which is having the advantages, some of the limitations also there, that is the disadvantages. So means it does not works under the clay. So means, so if you want to take the data under the clay, so then it is not work well, and we need the flat and even surface only. If there is any undulations means, so then we cannot take the reading. Flat surface should be there, and high frequency does not penetrate as far as lower frequencies. So penetration limitation is there for this, and there is a interpretation of radargrams is generally very complex and high expensive survey method it is. So compared to that, so because we need the receiver unit, we need the transmitter unit, display unit, power unit is there, so that it is quite expensive compared to the other techniques. So these are all that is site specification. So site should be even, limitations is nothing but the disadvantages only, and it is the dielectric properties. If it is similar, so means only all the clay type of material or only boulders are there, means we are not getting the exact reading. So because the whatever the reflected waves are there, which is mainly depends on the dielectric constants. So if we are having the same type of material, then we are not getting the clear detailing about the particular area, and it is very difficult in case of thin layer. Then depths and target resolutions, and require uniform soil structure and moisture estimation. So these are all the limitations, and usually where we can use the applications, so that has been listed here: mapping of the groundwater table, ecological survey and geological survey, concrete inspection and the road evaluation, and forensic and security, underground tank storage. So all these fields we can use the GPR method. So one of the most sophisticated technique, so that will give you the detailed image near the surface. The time dependent geophysical technique, so it can provide the 3D image of the substructure, so including the fourth dimensional, the colored object we can get. So we can use in the earth science to study the bedrock, groundwater table, its depth. So for all these applications we are using this GPR method. So this is what one of the most important method in the pavement evaluation. So means we are having the different methods of pavement evaluation, that is Benkelman beam method and GPR method. So and that is a deflectometer. That is these three are the most commonly used type of evaluation of the pavement here. So this is regarding the entire thing which is related to the pavement evaluation. Hope that you have clear with this concept. So in the next session we can continue with the next module, that is stresses in the pavement. Yes, is it clear with the GPR method?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we can continue, we can start with the fourth module in the next session.